Right now it's 6. Lacrosse folks hyped up for day 2 of Oktoberfest. We're live at the Fest grounds. And chairs lining Copeland Avenue. Why Maple Leaf parade goers are already setting up.
Watching WKDT Lacrosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off today. We start with Oktoberfest. Tomorrow is the Maple Leaf Parade, and News 8 Now's Brooklyn Hine is showing us how parade spectators are getting a head start.
Copeland Avenue is already filling with chairs as eager fans are claiming their spots for this year's Maple Leaf Parade.
My mother was out here probably about 2 in the morning. She was here from 2 until I got here at 9 to relieve her.
Parade goers say arriving early is key to grabbing a prime view.
If you don't save a spot for the parade, you're going to take a chance at not having a good view or not being able to have your group together.
Law enforcement reminds spectators to plan ahead, charge their phones, stay hydrated, and be safe.
And make sure they bring water, because like I said, it's going to be beautiful weather for the parade, but it'll be toasty.
No matter where you are this weekend, you can catch the parade on the News 8 Plus app, news8000.com, or right here on Channel 8.2. Reporting in Lacrosse, Brooklyn Hine, News 8 Now.
Festers started their day at American Legion Post 52 and the slicing of the Golden Brat. The sausage weighed about 65 pounds, and it took over 6 hours for the volunteers to cook it. They say the hardest part was just moving the brat.
So big, so awkward to handle. You need multiple hands in order to be able to move a big, large brat like this, and then also trying to maintain the heat that you're putting to it.
The brat was donated to the Legion by Baccalars and the bun by Festival. The Golden Brat has been a tradition for 14 years. News 8 Now's Grace Monk is live at the Fest with what's going on. Grace, how's it going out there?
It's great out here, Emily. Things slowed down a bit this afternoon, but they were in full swing this morning with 2 fan-favorite festivities kicking off the day. People gathered at the Garden Stage this morning for a decades-long tradition. The tapping of the golden keg.
You gotta love the golden keg. It's awesome.
Festmaster Brent Smith tapped the keg this year. Smith took the first swig and the crowd followed after. The tapping is one of Oktoberfest's biggest events. It's loved by annual fest goers.
It's one of my favorite days of the year.
And those attending for the first time.
The whole atmosphere of it. I've never been to an Oktoberfest with fireworks and just the feeling you get. It was really awesome.
Before tapping the keg, contestants competed to be the strongest beer drinker, holding their drink at arm's length for as long as they can in the Stein hoisting contest. And for the second time, it was Eric Larson taking home the hardware.
I've been here 4 times. Last year I didn't practice, got the belt. This year I didn't practice, got the belt.
Larson says this will probably be his last year competing, but wouldn't rule out a return. The Fest grounds are open until midnight tonight, so there's plenty of time for you to come on down and enjoy a beer. Live from Oktoberfest, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
All right, looks like fun. Thank you, Grace. And the Maple Leaf Walk and Run returns to Lacrosse tomorrow. The annual fall tradition brings together hundreds at Riverside Park. Packet pickup started today at the Dahl Family YMCA. The YMCA is also hosting a food drive during Packet pickup and race day to benefit the Hunger Task Force.
I think it's a nice distance. The half is a little bit too much for me at this point, so 5 miles perfect. You get to see the race route, get all that pre-parade energy, so it's a really good time.
The event offers multiple race options for all ages and abilities. Proceeds support YMCA programs focused on youth development and healthy living. And some things to know before you go to Oktoberfest: your ticket is your wristband. Linking your card to your wristband or bringing a physical card is best. Paper beer tickets and cash are not accepted, and bags larger than 8.5 by 11 must be clear. And News8000.com has your complete guide to Oktoberfest. Click on the link on the front page of our website for a list of all the food, fun, and music acts. And Greg, we couldn't have asked for a better start to the fest in terms of weather this today. It looks like we're going to have even better conditions tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely going to be a warm, dry stretch, really, that we didn't see last weekend. And this stretch could go on through next week, most of next week, so definitely get out and enjoy it. Right now we were closer to 80 degrees in some areas. We had a little bit of a front, so that's why the difference in temperatures south of that front, you're more in the mid 80s. North of the front, they struggled to get to the low to mid 70s, so a little bit cooler for some areas up north, but overall still above average. And Friday night football, we're not expecting to see very mild conditions unlike last weekend, just getting back down to the upper 60s here later on. Same story for as we go towards Eau Claire area too. Temperature is going to stay very mild for this time of year. No rain, obviously clear skies, really fantastic conditions. Just getting down to the mid 60s by the end of the game. Now coming up later, we have a long stretch. Yes, we'll kind of show you how long the stretch may go as we enter the first week of October, and if we get any precipitation on tap here a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Greg. And another Friday night means more football frenzy. Later tonight, area football teams will kick off for week 6 of the high school football season, and we've got a big game tonight in Alma. News 8 Now's Kate Overton joins us with a preview of our game of the week. Kate.
Yeah, Emily, it's homecoming here in Alma, and what a better way to celebrate maybe the biggest matchup in the entire state of Wisconsin. 5-0 Pepin Alma hosting 5-0 Cochran Fountain City, 2 of the best in the Dairyland Conference. I mean, both of these teams have just dominated the competition through 5 weeks so far this season. Pepin Alma averaging 44 points a game, while Cochran Fountain City has yet to allow a single point all season long. It's an unmovable object versus an unstoppable force, but somebody has got to give tonight. So tune in at 10 o'clock for a Friday night frenzy. Coming up later in the show, I'll also have a live interview with head coach of the Pepin Alma Eagles, Mike Olson, to hear his thoughts before the game. Emily.
All right, thank you, Cade. Coming up, Bill Berrien ending his campaign for Wisconsin governor, why he made the decision 11 weeks after launching his bid. And a Winona State tennis coach faces felony charges, what led to his arrest and students' reactions when we come back.
Do you have sewer problems hiding underground? Whether it's tree roots or common blockages, our video inspections not only detect what's causing the issue, but give you the video proof of what it is. Schedule your video inspection with us today.
Look closely at this truck. You'll see hard work, a great adventure, and so much more. Inside and out, it's designed for the family, the road trip, and the most demanding job. The Ford F-150. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Now lease a new 2025 Ford F-150 for $449 a month. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Dear veteran, if you or someone you know struggles with PTSD, family relationships, financial or other hardships, let us help get you back on track. Here at Project New Hope, we offer a no-cost weekend wilderness retreat with only one mission: you. Licensed counselors are available around the clock, meals are provided, and there is no obligation to you. For more information, please visit projectnewhope.net and let us help bring you home.
It's Hy-Vee's 99-cent sale this Friday through Sunday. Get hundreds of items for just 99 cents. That's hundreds of items across the store for just 99 cents. Like our special recipe brats, Fresh Express salad, Bird's Eye vegetables, pork chops, Dannon and Oikos Greek yogurt, Campbell's soup, Roma tomatoes, and hundreds more. Save in-store and online during Hy-Vee's 99-cent sale this Friday through Sunday.
Stubborn clog that just won't give? With our drain cleaning services, we can remove those stubborn blockages without jeopardizing the integrity of your pipes. For a limited time, we're offering financing options with no interest if paid in full within 18 months. So call today.
Winona State University's women's tennis coach is on leave after being arrested for possessing child sexual abuse materials. News 8 Now's Allison Fergit has campus reaction.
Students say they're shocked after learning about 65-year-old tennis coach Thomas Sandvik's arrest. Sandvik is facing 3 felony charges for possessing child sexual abuse materials.
I think that's kind of insane. Like, being arrested for anything is insane, but child pornography is especially insane, especially when you work with young adults.
I'm glad that they got him because that's disgusting.
WSU placed Sandvik on leave on Thursday.
I feel like we have a lot of good people and I kind of am surprised that something would happen like this in a community like this.
Sandvik also worked for Winona Area Public Schools as a physical education teacher and coach as recently as the 2023-24 school year. The school district confirmed he no longer works there. Back on campus, students say the situation doesn't change how they see the university.
I know we have a good security system and good teachers and professors and staff, so I know they'll try to keep us updated and safe.
The university sent an email to students announcing Sandvik had been placed on leave. Although students say they feel safe, they wish WSU had shared more details about the situation.
I know some things need to be in private for the people or victims or the situation, but I feel like we do need to know at least the little summary of the situation for our safety and for ourselves and the campus as well.
In a statement, Winona State University said, quote, "The health and safety of our students and student athletes is our highest priority. We are working with athletics leadership to ensure the members of the women's tennis team feel supported throughout this time." Reporting in the newsroom, Allison Furkett, News 8 Now.
Businessman Bill Berrien is dropping his bid for Wisconsin governor. The Republican candidate launched his campaign 11 weeks ago. Berrien drew criticism earlier this week after a report showed that he followed multiple sexually explicit social media accounts. In a message announcing his decision, he called for an end to, quote, personal and politically targeted attacks. And a Democratic contender for Wisconsin's 3rd congressional district is ending her election bid. Laura Benjamin announced she will suspend her campaign, citing fundraising issues. Democrats Emily Berge and Rebecca Cook remain in the race. Winner of the primary will face off against incumbent Republican Derek Van Orden. And La Crosse is getting a big business boost. Ollie's Bargain Outlet is coming to the old Big Lots location on Mormon Coulee Road. The store, expected to be staffed by 50 people, could be open by spring of 2026. Currently, there are 8 Ollie outlets throughout Wisconsin. And more than 1,000 La Crosse and Onalaska residents lost power this afternoon. Valley View Mall was forced to close while power was being restored. Traffic lights in the area were also affected. According to Xcel Energy, majority of customers' power was restored within an hour. And a heads up, if you receive a Social Security check, the checks are going completely paperless. Starting next week on September 30th, the administration says it'll distribute funds to its nearly 70 million recipients by direct deposit or debit card. And the U.S. Post Office says stamp prices will stay the same for now. That means the price of a first-class stamp will hold at 78 cents into early 2026. We'll have more news ahead, but first,
yeah, we got a dry and warm stretch heading our way, continuing all the way through early next week. So we'll break down what that means, but temperature-wise, whether we got any precipitation in the forecast. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Get big fall savings at Menards. All prices after 11% rebate. Liven up your home with pumpkins, just $3.99. Maintain your lawn with fall lawn food, only $12.99. Pick up an 8-pack of LED light bulbs for just $4.99. An 18 by 30 inch entry mat, also only $4.99. Hurry, these great deals won't last long.
Thanks to Congressman Derek Van Orden, everything is a lot more expensive right now. Not only did he support all the tariffs that are hiking prices on everyday essentials from groceries to school supplies, he also voted to raise healthcare costs by cutting Medicaid. Meanwhile, families are trying to stretch every dollar to pay their bills. And now Republicans in Congress are actually threatening to shut down the government, which will cause even more economic chaos. Call Derek Van Orden and tell him to stop raising costs on Wisconsin families.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drugged driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills.
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks, like the rugged Colorado, the highly capable Silverado 1500, the powerful Silverado HD, and the uncompromising Silverado EV. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% financing for 72 months on Silverado 1500 models. Visit HometownChevy.com.
In 1969, Taco John's combined Western traditions with Mexican flavors and created West Mex. More than 50 years later, it still tastes like a good idea. West Mex meals start at just $5, only at Taco John's.
Get up to an extra 15% savings during the National Home Furnishing Sale at Home Furniture.
Yeah, we certainly got a warm stretch of weather coming here. If you're figuring out when the last 80-degree day is for La Crosse, well, it doesn't really happen until November 1st. So we can see 80s throughout October. It gets less likely. The records are now getting into that time frame when they're in the upper 80s, near 90 for La Crosse. Now for Eau Claire, it's a little bit different of a story. It's a little bit earlier, but still they've seen a record all the way through the end of October too to see 80 degrees. And their records now are kind of mainly in the mid to upper 80s now. As you see, 90 pretty much has passed here. So let's give you an idea. We still could see some warm conditions all the way through October, but it gets less frequently as we go throughout. Now for this evening, absolutely fantastic conditions down at Oktoberfest. We're only getting back down to about 62 at 1 a.m. So it's going to be milder than we had last night, given that the winds are going to be a little bit out of the south. That front that kind of came through, the only thing with that front that it did was just change the wind direction enough to give you a temperature change. But tonight it's actually going to come back north. So what it's going to do is kind of turn the winds around, but we are seeing the potential maybe for some low cloud, maybe some fog type issues if you're along and east of I-94. That's something to keep an eye on as the winds turn around. The cold front that you see in there going through Minneapolis by 5 a.m., that's going to be a feature tomorrow. But meanwhile, this setup's going to be a little bit milder, more mid to upper 50s, and we had low to mid 50s this morning. Now tomorrow it'll start off with, we'll have to keep an eye on that low cloud, but right now it seems to be just east of the area. By the time you get about mid-morning, that cold front will be coming through, and the only difference that's going to make is a wind change really from the west all the way to the northwest. That'll swing through during the afternoon time frame. That's going to pick up the winds a little bit, maybe a degree or two cooler tomorrow, but that's really the only difference you're going to note with that front that eventually exits the area by the evening. For temperatures for tomorrow, a little cooler for some areas, maybe not as many hitting that 80-degree mark, especially as you go further north, and with that northwest wind in the afternoon, it'll make it feel a little bit less warm too. Very nice. For the Maple Leaf Parade, you can see the wind change right there. Start off in the mid-60s. There might be a little bit of low clouds before that. We'll get up to 77 by noon, but the wind will start turning around. You can see picking up about 1 p.m. at about 10 miles per hour. Otherwise that. Now for the evening, the bigger difference going for Saturday evening instead of Friday evening is the temperatures are going to drop off quite quickly once the sun sets. And by midnight, we're already in the mid-50s behind that front. So it will be cooler tomorrow evening, especially in the evening hour with that northwest wind. And as you wake up then for Sunday, it's going to be a noticeable temp difference. So Sunday's highs more mid-70s, but the overnight lows are going to be a bigger difference. You'll probably wake up in the 40s going into Sunday, so it will be a little bit cooler. Now Monday, mid-80s potentially. The records these days for like La Crosse is about 87, about the same for Eau Claire. So not record, but it's definitely going to be a very warm start to the work week. And that really goes throughout the 8-day forecast, since we're going to be in the mid-80s potentially to about Tuesday, low 80s, excuse me. And then we'll start kind of tailing off towards the end of next week. But even as we get to 74 by Saturday, that's still about 4 to 5 degrees above average for this time of year. And that rain chance is very iffy right now at best for Saturday too. So it's a dry, warm stretch, and it looks like we'll stay above average potentially through the second week of October, which our average by then should be the mid to upper 60s. So enjoy it, because you know it's going to flip eventually in October.
I know we're above average right now, but I have some Texans in town for Oktoberfest, and this is a bit of a cool down for them.
Well, especially for the humidity levels too.
Oh yeah, no humidity here. We're good and dry. All right, coming up next in sports, it's one of the best games across the entire state tonight. Cochran Fountain City and Pepin Alma are preparing for a ranked showdown. Hear from Mike Olson, head coach of the Eagles, up next.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Come into comfort during the International Furniture Fjord sales event. Get 20% off all Fjord chairs in stock and special orders. The Tri-State's largest Fjords showroom is International Furniture, La Crosse.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication, Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward. Get 0% APR on select Sierra 1500 models. Plus, get $4,500 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
At Seal & Scarpetland, we know how hard your family can be in your home. Relax! We're more than just a flooring store. We're your partners that can create a home. Last a lifetime. Our flooring from Sealant is perfect for muddy feet
and waterborne fights.
At Seal & Scarpetland in Coon Valley, let us help you find the perfect flooring because our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
Right now at International Furniture, get store-wide fall savings on all the brands you know and trust. Fjords, Durham Bedroom, Norwalk, Hooker, Flex Steel, and Hancock and more. Hurry in today for the best selection and savings. International Furniture, I-90 Exit 2, La Crosse.
Covering all the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
It is week number 6 of the high school football season. A bunch of great games on the slate tonight, but maybe none bigger than a top 6 battle in Division 7. Unbeaten Pepin Alma hosting unbeaten Cochrane Fountain City. News 8 Now's Cade Overton is there ahead of the big matchup. Cade, how's everyone feeling out there?
Jacob, everyone is fired up. It's homecoming night here at Alma, and what a better day for it than a huge game with the 5-0 Pepin Alma Eagles taking on the 5-0 Cochrane Fountain City Pirates. Pepin Alma averaging 44 points a game. Cochrane Fountain City hasn't allowed a point, but something has got to give tonight. Now joining me now ahead of the game is head coach of the Pepin Alma Eagles, Mike Olson. Now, Coach, I want to get to the game in just a second, but I can't help but notice everyone around the field tonight's wearing these Caden Crew shirts. I understand that Caden Hockey played for you. Can you just tell me a little bit about this fundraiser and what's going on here tonight?
Yeah, Caden Hockey graduated in 2017. He was all-state in all 3 sports and tremendous athlete, but even a better person. He was diagnosed with leukemia 7 weeks ago. And his mother actually taught in CFC, so both schools and communities are putting forth this fundraiser, to raise money for the family and for leukemia research. So, I'm very, very proud of everyone around for doing that. It's a great showing, and, there's more to life than football. We're trying to show we're behind him and we're pulling for him.
That's right. Some things are bigger than sports, and you guys are certainly showing that here tonight. Now, going into the game, a huge matchup, but when I was at your guys' practice earlier this season, you guys were focused, you guys were determined, and you've certainly proved that on the field through these first 5 weeks. What makes your team so dangerous when you're out on the field playing?
Key for us, I think, is to control the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively. If we can do that, we have a pretty strong running game so far this year, so that's going to be the key for our success, I feel.
Now, your opponent on that other sideline, the Pirates, they're a pretty good football team themselves. You're a Hall of Fame coach. You've coached a lot of big games. Do you say anything different to your team going into this one? I know you kind of told me that it's just another week, but it's not another week. In our eyes, is it in your guys' locker room?
I think everyone's excited to play, but I try to coach where we try to stay at a consistent level. Obviously, emotions are going to take the best of you, and you're going to be very hyped up for the game, but we need to be consistent. Can't have the highs and lows. For us to be successful, we have to be consistent all night long.
Awesome. Well, last question, Coach. What do you guys got to do out on the field to get that win, X's and O's wise? Where does it start?
Turnovers are huge. If we can have a plus in that category, and special teams. I know last year they beat us in special teams. They were able to pin us deep in that, so hopefully we can come out with an advantage in special teams. So that's going to be a key for us, I feel, tonight.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Coach Mike Olson of the Pepin Alma Eagles. Best of luck tonight, Coach. Thank you. Of course, that's not the only game we have tonight. A bunch of other games around the area, a couple of big ones around La Crosse, including the Logan Rangers and Onalaska Hilltoppers. So be sure to tune in tonight at 10 for the Friday Night Frenzy. It's going to be a good one. Jacob.
All right, thanks a bunch, Kate. Can't wait to see how that one goes down tonight. And now it's time to reveal the Play of the Week winner, and it is a worthy winner if you ask me. Toma's Silas Cram with a ridiculous grab last Friday against Sparta for a touchdown. Hauls it in from his backside. I just can't get over this catch, Emily. A crazy concentration play. If you have a play you want to submit, email me at jlensendorf@wkbt.com. You won't see many better plays than that, but maybe you will tonight, so that's why you got to tune in to the Frenzy.
I think with this beautiful weather and just the Gemütlichkeit energy in the air, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of great plays tonight.
Maybe I'll have a leader hosing on.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Buying a car felt easy. At Maury's Auto Group, it does. With Maury's Best Price First, there's no haggling, no hassle, just upfront, honest pricing. And with Maury's team, you get guidance, not pressure. You always get more with Maury's. More help, more clarity, and more value. Test drive and compare the top midsize SUVs at our Drive to Compare event, Saturday, October 11th at La Crosse Speedway. Details at drivetocompare.com or go to maurysauto.com and get more with Maury's.
If you have a crack like this, well, you have a problem. Today I'm learning how a cracked wall might mean your foundation is sinking.
It always points towards the area where it's sinking. For example, this corner here, we're down almost a full inch of drop.
Right, so that's going down and that's causing the crack.
Correct. And then this door, they don't even use that door anymore. It cannot open.
Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
There's never been a better time to enjoy quality FlexSteel furniture than right now during the FlexSteel Factory Authorized Sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. You'll save on sofas made in the latest styles, chairs in your choice of fabrics, sectionals designed to fit your space, even luxurious leather sofas and recliners. Every FlexSteel style is included a huge savings of up to 40% off. Unlimited choices, big sale prices, and special financing happening now during the FlexSteel Factory Authorized Sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
All right, definitely warm and dry through at least the middle of next week, but even by the end of next week, 74 is still above average. So definitely get out and enjoy this nice conditions as we go into the first week of October here.
That's right, and we will see you tomorrow morning, but before then, you'll see us again at 10. Have a good night.